Basically, correct me if I'm
It's
wrong.
to see if you're going to be
You say
logically
Palestinian lives matter and Jewish life have a different price, right?
Yeah. I just don't see why you'd be okay with blowing up and killing innocent Palestinians, but you would condemn it when it's Israeli
It's not that
children.
I'm okay with that. This is a war that we
Or you
didn't
would think
start.
one is justified and you would think one
This
isn't
is a war which we didn't start. And you need to ask yourself a question. What is the modus operandi and what is the deep motivations of the Palestinians when they fight us? Yo, how you doing, bro?
How's it going, man?
All good. Thank you very much. I'm from Israel. Where you from?
I'm from Canada.
Oh, cool. What do you think about what's going on in Israel?
What's that?
What do you think about what's going on in Israel, Palestine, and all that?
I think the amount of children that have died because of IDF and Israeli, airstrikes, it's really sad, man. It's really sad to see that happen.
I agree, but also there's a lot amount of combatants of Hamas that we killed as well.
Yeah, and I agree
which I'm not sad at all for them, to be honest.
100%. And as I would agree with you that it's okay to kill combatants, I think it's wrong to kill innocent civilians. And I think the vast majority of people that are dying in Gaza are innocent civilians.
Let's be honest for a second, okay? I'm not saying that human beings are numbers. I'm not saying that I'm not related to the Palestinian suffering of, and I'm sad when kids die. Doesn't matter where, also in Gaza. But if indeed, innocent civilians die, which is in every war, then probably according to that logic, the U.S. will not go in World War II against Nazi Germany, also the UK, because they also killed a lot of innocent German kids.
Yeah, but we're taught and we learn that what happened after World War II, we started establishing international law, world courts because of the disaster and the amount of innocent people that died, right? So to compare what Israel's doing to World War II, I don't know.
Yeah, but maybe you guys give a lot of emphasis to international law, and also we. But I don't think that our enemies give any emphasis to the international law.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
On October 31st, 2023, Israel bombed a refugee camp in Gaza, right? It's called Jabalia refugee camp.
Jabalia, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They killed 60 children, right? Over 100 innocent civilians, but 60 children in order to get rid of one Hamas terrorist. Do you think it's okay to kill 60 innocent kids to get rid of one terrorist?
I will give you another story, okay, regarding what you say. In 2002 or 2003, before probably.
Can I answer my question though?
I will. I will ask you. I will answer your question with this story, okay?
What a story! You're gonna answer my question, okay?
I mean, you don't have to listen.
No, I'm listening.
And by the way, I'm saying that these kids that die, the blood of their kids is on Hamas, not on us. Because, if someone that want to kill our kids is in civilian population, he doesn't really care about his family, it's his problem, not ours. And they shouldn't have gone to war in the beginning with. But I'm going to ask you something like this, or tell you something like this.
Okay, answer my question.
I answered your question. I answered your question.
Wait, what was the answer?
My answer is, it's sad, but combatants of Hamas, when they embed themselves and when they surround themselves with civilian populations in order for someone, I don't know if you're naive, but you seem very good-hearted, you will see, okay, Israel killed 60 kids, one combatant. By the way, do you know that was only one combatant of Hamas that died? Where's the statistics? How can you verify who died?
Air Wars is an independent organization that's known for.
I know independent organizations who are pro-Israeli that say the other thing. Why do you take them?
But real quick.
But listen. Before that, 2002, all the Hamas leadership gathered in a meeting in Gaza, and Israel back then that was very much trying not to make civilian casualties in Gaza, decided instead of using 1-ton bomb and make sure that all of the Hamas leadership is die, but also probably going to get 10, 20, 30 civilians who are not involved to die as well. Israel decided to use 250 kilogram, and that bomb didn't kill all the Hamas leadership. But if we would use 1-ton bomb, probably a lot of people would be killed, but maybe these casualties will not lead to the next war that were after 2002, 2007, 2008, 2012, 2014, and so on and so forth until today. So maybe to use aggressiveness before the threat becomes so big, maybe it saves lives. Maybe.
Okay. Can I respond to that?
Sure.
So I
By the way,
asked you a very
do you know the story? I mean, have you
of
heard?
2002? No, but let me just respond, right? Look,
Sure.
I asked you a very clear, crystal clear cut question. On October 31st, Israel bombed
I
a
answered
refugee
you.
camp.
I answered you.
Wait, one sec.
It's
One sec.
sad,
It was
but
a very,
it's justified.
real quick. Let me just
Unfortunately,
finish, and then you
sad
can
but
talk.
justified. Yeah.
But let me just finish. You could talk, right? I asked you a clear cut question. I said, Israel killing 60 innocent children to get rid of one Hamas terrorist
You don't
on
know
October
that.
31st.
You don't know that
I
was
asked you if
only
you condemn
60.
it.
You don't
You didn't
know.
really answer my question. Wait, one second. You didn't really answer my question.
I answered you right now. I answered you like 10 seconds ago. I said
Wait, one sec,
justified
one sec.
and said. Justified and said.
Jewish Dawah. Can we have a conversation?
Sure.
Right? Just uninterrupted, and then you speak uninterrupted. Look,
Sure.
I
You're right.
asked you,
You're
I said
right.
on
You're
October-
right. I agree.
I said
Fair
on
enough.
October 31st, Israel bombed a refugee camp, killing 60 children just to get rid of one terrorist. I asked you if you condemn this, and you didn't really answer my question. You just gave me a story about how Israel decided to use a different type of bomb in 2002. Like you just went on a whole
No. Here's the answer that I told you.
If you would
30
have asked
seconds.
me,
Here's the answer. I told you
if you
30
would have asked
seconds.
me a clear-cut question, I would give you a clear-cut answer.
Hold on, and I will answer.
Yeah.
I will ask you also a question. I told you. It's
Can you
sad.
answer mine or no?
I answered you again and again and
You
again.
can
The same
condemn it, yes
answer.
or no?
Wait, hold on.
So you don't condemn it.
Hold on. The same
refuse to
question.
condemn.
The same answer I gave you before. It's sad, but it's justified, and you do not know the
Okay,
statistic.
so it is
Wait, I
justified.
didn't
Okay, there
finish.
you go.
Wait. We said discussion, right?
My bad.
Let's relax. I like this conversation. It's debate.
Yeah.
You don't agree with me about a lot of things. I don't agree with you about a lot of things. But we have a debate. Very good.
Yeah, 100%.
I say to you this. Number one, it's sad, but it's justified. And number two, who make the statistic that 60 kids were killed for one combatant? Maybe it was 10 combatants and 50 kids. We don't know exactly what's going on. To be honest, neither you or me, to be honest. But I do know one thing for sure, and I want to ask you a question right now. You believe it's a genocide, right?
Do I believe it's a genocide?
Yeah.
Genocide's a legal term.
You believe it's a genocide, yes or no?
I believe that Israel's killing thousands of
You
innocent
believe
children.
it's a
and they're committing war
genocide, yes or no?
I believe Israel is killing thousands
You
of innocent
believe it's
children.
a genocide, yes or no?
I'm not sure.
Okay, fair enough. If indeed it was a genocide, because most of you guys, I assume, say it's a genocide, Israel destroyed 70% of the buildings in Gaza, right?
70%. I'm not sure about the exact number, but yeah, I'll
More
take
or
your word.
less. Hamas and also us, we say the same thing. If indeed 70% of the building in Gaza, and Gaza have about 2 million Palestinians, I mean, regarding the statistic, if we wanted to create a genocide, there would be probably 1.5 million dead Palestinians, no?
I mean, what you're saying, right? The argument, I see where you're coming from, but then Putin could say the same thing. Putin could say, well, if Russia really wanted to commit a genocide, if Russia really wanted to kill innocent Ukrainians, we would just nuke the entire place, right? Genocide isn't about the numbers. You don't have to destroy an entire place, entire population for it to be considered genocide. Genocide is just the intent, right? Like the intent to destroy
Also of,
a nation or
of a certain nation or,
and I
or
feel
race,
like based
right?
off a lot of Israeli politicians and a lot of Israeli people that hold power in Israel, you could say that their intention is to kill innocent children based off what a lot of Israeli people in power are saying. But again, it's debatable, right?
By the way,
and on top of that,
those that say that they want to kill all the kids in Gaza, I 100% condemn. I had 100% disagree with what they say. But
Yeah,
it's
but
not
those are the people that are
majority
holding power
in
in
our
your,
leadership too.
and I respect you for condemning that, right? But those are the people that hold power in your country. So condemn or not condemn.
But even
this
if
would
they
make
hold
something a
power,
genocide.
listen, buddy, listen. Even if they hold power, we have rules of war, rules of engagement. If we really want to do that, Palestinians basically during most of the time of the war.
But you think
Most of the time of the war, most of the time, listen, I know that the war is very, very sad, and you see a lot of dead pictures of children, a lot of pictures of dead children, right? But I want to ask you now a question. Why do you see a lot of pictures, sad as it is, of dead Palestinian kids, but you don't see even one picture of Hamas terrorists dead? Why? With uniform also. Why? I will tell you why. Because you are
Maybe because the majority of the people that are dying are
the propaganda machine of Hamas is very effective.
Or maybe because majority of the people that are dying are Palestinian children.
I don't think
Right?
so. I don't
But
think
look,
so.
I want to circle back to what you said before. I respect you because you answered my question like straight up. I said, do you condemn Israel for killing 60 children just to get rid of one terrorist, you said no, it's justified. I respect because you gave me a straight up answer, right? But now let me
It's
see
not
if you
exactly
hold
what I said.
Yeah, you said yes, it would be justified, and you said, but we don't even know if the numbers are accurate. It could have been
Sure, but I said that it's also sad because I know it's war.
sad. I mean, I don't think killing 60 children to get rid of one terrorist is just sad. I think it's a war crime, right? I don't think it's justified.
On the same logic,
sad.
my friend. On the same logic, my friend. You guys will not go to World War II to defeat Nazi Germany. If that was the logic back then, World War II, today America would be ruled by Nazi Germany.
I don't think no army today or during World War II should kill 60 children to get rid of one terrorist, right?
Bro, you guys did it.
Let me ask you.
Go ahead. Even though you're Canadian,
yeah.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question, all right? So, let's say that instead of it.
By the way, do you have a podcast or something?
No.
Because you seem to have. Gonna be honest, you seem to have. You seem smart. You seem to have debating skills, and you seem to have even. Passion to this issue.
Thank you. I appreciate you, man. I can say the same for you.
Thank you. Actually, I'm an author, by the way, and I wrote about this.
Oh, you're an author.
And actually, I was a peace activist between Israelis and Palestinians more than 10 years ago.
Wait, what's your books? I'll read some of them. You know.
First, you can search for me in Instagram. It's Jewish Dawah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I already like I you have 8K subs, right?
I have what?
8,000 subscribers?
No. You mean on YouTube? Yeah, YouTube I have 8K. Yeah, but the Instagram is more powerful. Baruch Hashem, Shtabach Shemo. Yeah, so
that's
you were
good,
saying,
man,
sorry that I cut you.
It's good. But the
by
question
the way,
was,
how old are you, if I may?
19.
19. Very impressive. Very impressive.
Thanks, man. But the question is this, right? Let's say that it's not 60 innocent Palestinians that are dying. Let's change the narrative to say that the ones that are actually dying that are innocent are Israelis and they're Jews, right? Let's say that there was a terrorist and he was in a school inside of Israel, right? And let's say there were 60 innocent Israeli kids, 60 innocent Israeli children, and let's say the local police department said, you know what, there's a school shooter, there's a terrorist, we're just going to blow up the entire school and we're not going to care about these 60 children. Would you say that the police department has no moral responsibility? Obviously not, right? You can't just kill 60 innocent kids to get rid of one terrorist. That's outrageous.
Now, well, we can play with a lot of what-if questions, but if it was the case, I would say, now, by the way, what we do in such cases that were in the past, in history, we went with special forces because the conditions allow special forces to get there, eliminate the threat. And by the way, in cases like this, a lot of our security forces died during that, trying to save lives of innocent people. But you know, now you're probably gonna say, so why don't you send special forces to Gaza?
Okay, so wouldn't it be okay for the school?
Again?
It wouldn't be like if a police department in Israel decided to blow up an Israeli school filled with 60 Jewish kids.
But that's not what the Israeli. But it's not what the Israeli policy. So the what if is not relevant in this.
Would
case.
you condemn something like this? It's hypothetical.
It is very hypothetical, to be honest.
Yeah,
I cannot condemn something like that doesn't exist in the codex of the operation of the IDF or the Israeli police.
You can't use like hypotheticals and.
I mean, to be honest, let's be real regarding some, things that happen or things that, but not something like that. I cannot answer a question like this.
Why
to
not?
be honest, because this is not the modus operandi of our special forces.
Wait, the point of me bringing up this hypothetical, the point of me giving you examples of things that might not happen or things that can't happen,
basically, correct me if I'm wrong. Basically, correct me if I'm wrong. You say Palestinian lives matter and Jewish lives have a different price, right?
Yeah. I just don't see why you'd be okay with blowing up and killing innocent Palestinians, but you would condemn it when it's Israeli.
It's not that I'm okay with that. This is a war that we didn't start. Or you would
think one is justified, and you would think one isn't justified.
This is a war, which we didn't start. And you need to ask yourself a question: what is the modus operandi, and what is the deep motivations of the Palestinians when they fight us? They basically say that they sanctify death much more than we sanctify life. So maybe you should ask yourself, why do they believe in what they believe?
So you're not, because the other question I asked you, you answered straight up, but this one you're gonna refuse.
Because this is a
to answer?
hypothetical question that I do not want to answer because it's simply too
So you don't answer
hypothetical.
hypotheticals.
I don't have to answer all your questions. By the way, you do not have to answer all my questions too.
100%. But I thought we were gonna be like intellectually honest here.
But this is not
you know what I'm
about
saying?
intellectual conversation. You ask what if questions about a lot of scenarios that it's not.
Okay, so let me get this clear, right?
Yeah.
Hypotheticals, like they're just weird and random, and the whole point of asking a hypothetical is to demonstrate if someone's going to be logically consistent, right? To see if you're going to hold the same standards. It doesn't have to be true. It doesn't have to happen. It's a hypothetical for a reason. It's to show, someone's moral consistency.
Man, moral consistency in this case, when I told you again, we had cases in history that we had terrorists that had hostages, and we freed the hostages doing something different, not blowing all the school or blowing the entire bus. We had it in the 80s and the 70s. You can check in history in the north, in Ma'alot, where terrorists were taking Israeli hostages, Palestinian terrorists in school in a Jewish community called Ma'alot in the north, and the Israeli police and the Israeli army trying to rescue them. They didn't blow the whole school, and not the only case. Also, Savoy Hotel was some case in the 80s. Also, terrorists barricaded and took hostages. I'm simply answering regarding what is factually happened in history.
Fair. If you think that hypothetical shouldn't be used, then it's fair. You don't have to answer.
In some cases, I'll answer you directly. Even if you ask hypothetical, some cases that I feel that it's something which is too off from reality, I will not answer.
Bro, you already told me. Yeah, it's fine. You already told me all that I need to know. You think it's justified to slaughter 60 children because there's one terrorist that lives among them. It's fine. You know what I'm saying? You think it's justified. Now, you think it's sad and it's heartbreaking and you might shed a tear, but you think it's justified overall.
Again, you try to depict here something which is not to be depicted. You try to say now that I say that Palestinian lives doesn't matter. But I ask you a question. Do Palestinians themselves think that their lives matter? Or maybe they think that to be shaheed and martyrs is more important than to preserve the value of life.
Yeah, so
you answer me. Answer me now. No, now you answer me. For them, why do they? No, you now answer me.
I'm answering you right now.
Wait, I didn't even ask the question.
Oh, I thought you asked it.
Why Palestinian leaders and also a lot of the Palestinian people themselves and Palestinian mothers say, I would happily sacrifice all my children to sanctify Palestine and Jerusalem, and I would be very happy to see all my children become martyrs. And the leader of the Palestinians, Ismail Haniyeh, say that we sanctify death much more than you, which means us, the Jews, and maybe also you, the Westerners, sanctify life. Why do they say that? Why do they act like that?
Yeah, so... Hold up.
Take your time.
Oh shit. Yeah. So what's it called? When you say Palestinians, are you talking about the vast majority of Palestinians, or are you just saying like a lot of Palestinians?
A lot of Palestinians.
Well, there's a lot of different type of people that do a lot of things. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, you say that you don't know. That's a fair answer.
There's a lot of people.
My answer to this, I really recommend to you. Once my book gonna be published in English, read my book and understand what motivates them, and maybe, by the way, also understand what can be a solution to peace. Because I really do not want anyone to die. To be honest, I actually see them as part of the future of my people and my land, and I don't want them to be dead. But I understand that if we do not examine the reason for the conflict and the religious roots of the conflict, we will not get to a solution. I don't think, by the way, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you understand what are the motives of radical Muslims from Hamas. Have you read the Quran?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so do you know what is their motivations when they fight us?
The motivations to kill innocent people don't come from the Quran.
Not necessarily to kill innocent people. What are their motivations to fight for Palestine or against the Yahud?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I will tell you. It's basically an ABC when researching the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and you seem as someone that want to have knowledge, and you do have knowledge, but I don't think that you have knowledge in this issue, and you should have. For them, a land which was Muslim and was conquered by Islam cannot go to be any other rule, which is not Muslim, which is called Dar al-Harb, the house of war. And until this land gonna be again Muslim, by the way, also Spain, and for some of them also the entire world, they will not stop the war. And for them, peace means submission, to submit all of the world to Islamic rule. And that's what justice is for them. By the way, I'm not saying all the Muslims, but a lot of Muslims do believe in that.
All right, when you say Muslims believe in this, right? Like there's Christians.
A lot of them.
Yeah, there's Christians too, and there's Jews that believe in many things too. You're saying a lot of Muslims. I would need to see a statistic, and on top of that, like, let's not talk about Muslims, right? Let's talk about what the Quran actually says, right? You said within Islam, because I was born Christian, but I converted to Islam, right?
Oh, you're a Muslim?
I converted, yes. So
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. By the way, if you are a Muslim, to be honest, I have much more in connection with you spiritually than I have with Christians, even though Christians also believe in the one God, but in a different way.
Yeah. But, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, to submit, right? You said to submit means for everyone to be Muslim. In the Quran, it states it clearly, right? There is no compulsion in religion. You worship your gods, I worship my gods.
Right, that's how it should be. I agree, that's how it should be. But the indoctrination of the Muslim Brotherhood, the Ikhwan, is not like that at all. They actually want to submit all of the world to be under Sharia law, and to accept also non-Muslims to be under Sharia law with their whatever, but as second class and as dhimmis. You know that I'm right. I'm not faking something here.
If you're talking about like political organizations like Hamas and maybe like the IRGC, yeah, you could say they're radical Muslims. But if we're speaking about the vast majority of just Muslims by their own,
bro,
I would disagree.
In the Middle East, I don't know if you are waking to reality. I'm not talking about the political leadership that don't represent the people. The people think much more like Hamas. Let's be honest.
I disagree, man. I'm around a lot of Muslims. I go to the masjid a lot. No one wants everyone to become Muslim, bro.
Wait. You don't think that most of the Muslims agree with Hamas and have the same ideology with Hamas nowadays?
Agree with Hamas and have the same ideology? No, I would disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish that what you say was true, but that's not what I see, to be honest with you. I think you try to make it look better. Like
it's a nice conversation though, bro. We've been talking for like 20-something minutes. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you go. It was nice talking to you. You know, we kept it respectful.
You too.
Pretty good.
I honestly, also, I'm saying the same way for sure.
Yeah, but you take care, man. I'm gonna read your book when it comes out too. What's the name of it?
Hear, O Ishmael, Shema Ishmael.
Sounds good, man. You have a good one,
man. Take care, and may Allah give you a lot of health and prosperity.
Ameen.